I announced to you in my last broadcast that the leadership of our liberation movement have put their heads together and have agreed to go out in the month of March. It will begin in mid-March. All of us together. Of course, I had a session. We had a session this morning with Comrade Chuayaba, Comrade Yerima, Comrade Akwanga, Comrade Prizo, Agbo Prizo, the acting national chairman of the SCNC, with myself and yet other stakeholders. With Comrade Mark Chaps of the Act, Comrade Mark Chaps of the Act, and yet other stakeholders to agree to the need to come out there as one man, and fundraise together into one treasury so that we will be able to address the needs of our brave hearts on ground zero. We will be able to address the needs of our civilian population on the ground zero, so that we will be able to change the dynamics in this liberation movement. Beginning mid-March, it will no longer be business as usual. Recall that I announced here that it's a general agreement among all of us. Nobody is going to pay anybody's flight. Nobody is going to put gas in anybody's car. Nobody is going to pay any lodging for anyone. We will spend from our pockets. And our intention, we're hiring no hall anywhere. If you run a church or you have some premises you want to offer for us when we come to your state, we will gladly take it, because we're not ready to spend $1 for anything else from the money we raise. Because all that money has to go to ground zero. We have had enough. We have suffered enough. And the news here is that we are likely to begin with Canada. Oh, Toronto, here I come. These are hypothetical things I see. Because you get a confirmation when we come out together for a joint press outing to add flesh to what I'm explaining. So, my people, the contributions I launched in my last video, those contributions are extremely important. We have to protect the communications of our brave hearts. That's our singular duty. We have to make sure we protect the communications of our brave hearts. I know our hearts are all heavy. We're all like, everybody's like, come on, this is getting too serious. Let's have a bit of the dance. And when we come back, I will deliver the message from Foot Soldier, No Pity. Take a gentle laugh.
De leur père, chers enfants, laissez, je vous en prie, laissez d'introduire le voleur dans les possessions des parents. Parce que sinon, demain, vous irez
La République du Cameroon is a loving store, and I don't want to ever miss any opportunity for us to portray them as such. Yes, because that country is a loving store. La République du Cameroon is a loving store. My people, it's so amazing and so interesting. I've just received a message here indicating that some of our brave hearts want to add to the message that I had. So I will call your indulgence for a very brief transition with our mothers while I get this message and resume immediately with the message from our brave heart, No Pity. Yes, those are our mothers of Amberland. And of course, like I said earlier, they never miss an opportunity to demonstrate their bravery. My dear brothers and sisters of Ambazonia, we have now come to the moment of the conscious talk, of the conscience talk. A few days ago, some images were circulating everywhere on social media. I recall a lot of people called me. Some of them were almost threatened by heart attacks. Is it true? Is that no pity? Is that not no pity? Is it true that no pity has fallen? Some said, oh my goodness, my day has been spoiled. Others called and said, I'm not sure I'll be able to eat food in the next 1 week. Others called and said, oh Lord, why should this kind of thing have happened? Almost everyone was in tears when they believed that it was true. Listen, I know you were not all so confused, worried, and crying because you thought that at the end of the day, because it was not full soldier no pity, it was rather Shina Rambo, then there is no problem. No. I know we all hold our brave hearts, equally, so strongly, so dearly. Of course, Shina Rambo was even the junior brother, the blood junior brother of full soldier no pity. Shina Rambo, full soldier no pity, says I should tell each and everyone. He's lost his life to failures in technology. He says I should ask this question to all and sundry. How can we be opposing a system for 6 years and counting, and all our field marshals, all our legendary self-defense volunteers are still using the communication system of that country? How will they not be tracked? How will they not be killed in their numbers every day? How will we not continue to see the numbers dwindle? At the end of the day, we will rush to social media and type RIP, rest in peace. Because after losing appetite for 2-3 days, you at least regain appetite and you eat again. So, he tells me to ask these questions to Ambazonians. How much will it cost you to contribute those means to enable that our top brave hearts have communication means that are not connected to the communication system of the Republic of Cameroon? We all have internet in our houses. If your ISP wants to know your location, wants to know everything that you are doing, there's nothing you can do. ISP here means internet service provider. And for all of our brave hearts, what are they using? MTN, Orange, Nextel. These are people operating under the ambit of the Republic of Cameroon. A government that is absolutely lawless. A government that keeps no standards. How do we think that they will not access their means of communication? That they will not be able to infiltrate them? The last time I came here, I said, if you, our brave heart, has had any contact with anybody from the DDI, change your number, throw that phone away, throw that number away, get a new phone. But how do they replace this? With stones? Or with the leaves of the trees that are their place of abode in the forest? They do that with money. They do that with money. Some of them even ended up finding themselves in the same forums with these guys of the DDR. That's why they're able to capture their pictures from the profiles and send them out to the Republic of Cameroon. They identify them and they start tracking you. When I come here and ask for contributions, we are 8,000 that watch. 8,000. But out of those 8,000, I have 10 people contributing. You're waiting to get up that morning. Nobody said I should ask. Are you waiting to get up that morning and hear that it is over with him before you start asking yourself, what would I have done? Because right now I'm telling you, you are hearing this clarion call. You are hearing this cry. The voice of someone crying in the wilderness that rise to the occasion to save our brave hearts. And then you harden your heart. But tomorrow, you get to say, my day has been spoiled. Whereas you can rescue that day, you can save your mental health, You can save your heart health. You can save all of those things today. Oh yes. Just imagine that it was true. That was absolutely food soldier, no pity. What perspectives do we still have? My dear people of Ambazonia, stop hardening your hearts. You have to understand that this thing is a partnership. These voices in the bushes have accepted to offer their lives so that we can have freedom. You and I are out here. We breathe the good air. We breathe the fresh air. Yet, we are unable to understand the need to contribute $100. Just imagine that just 1,000 of us contribute $100. We will change the manner of communication of our top brave hearts. Yes, they will no longer belong or depend on Camtel, on MTN, on Orange, on Nextel for their communication. That will reduce the level of infiltration. It will reduce the level of tracking. It will help to keep them on track. And it will help to keep them alive. Every day that they get up, I'm a food soldier, nobody asked me to inform them that every day that they get up, they know they are living with death on their palms. Yet they are not giving up. Yet they are not yielding to the temptation from La République du Cameroon. But when we become lackluster, continue crying over spilled milk, of I contributed yesterday and somebody ate it, or for this, listen, my people. I say this very, very. You know what happens? Go onto the highway. So in the United States, you're driving your car. You get to a certain point, your GPS Waze or so tells you, please report it ahead. You see everybody slow down. By the time you get to the place of incident, you notice that the police have actually pulled someone for overspeeding, most especially. But after you cross that place, everybody goes back to overspeeding. Oh yes! You are coming in here, crash reported ahead. By the time you get there, you see cars have been shattered. Sometimes some bodies are on the ground, on the background, on the tar. You sympathize for a few moments. Yet, you go back to your steering wheel and continue your journey. You don't stop. My dear people of Ambazonia, that is the same attitude we should adopt in this liberation movement. Let us stop crying over spilled milk. We will face challenges with people, with scammers, with fake kind of individuals, with prophets of doom, and all those kinds of people, with infiltrators who will come in and try to discourage us. But we must learn to identify when the need is real. We must learn to identify when the moment demands action and not complaints. This is what will take Ambazonia out of slavery and servitude. This is what will enable us scream on Bongo Square, free, free, free at last. We are free. The people of Ambazonia. I'm seeing a message here from Mr. Mary Simpson, and thank you, Damara. I acknowledge you. Fofu Fatu, Nini Enes, all of those, Pachingo, and all of those. Mary Simpson says, true talk, it's impossible to understand why until now the sponsors, leaders in the diaspora have been unable to supply satellite phones and other effective communication devices to the fighters. Mary Simpson, that is the crux of the matter. This is why I'm here today talking to you. This is why I'm here today mobilizing each and everyone to understand that the dynamics have changed and we have to change with the dynamics. Food Soldier No Pity is certainly still alive today thanks to the protection of God Almighty in whom he trusts so much. But for how long is he going to continue to be just lucky to stay alive and fight for our freedom? He's not alone. There's Grandpa of Bali. He's not alone. There's Big Vulture in Bui. There's Capo in Bui. There's Malian in Bui. There's Mad Dog in Bui. He's not alone. There's so many of them all over the place. There's Sagaf in Boya. My people of Amazonia, must we wait until they're all crushed before we come and start complaining about food? I don't understand why we're not able to supply them these things and all of those things. No. This is the time to do it. If this message from Food Soldier No Pity has sunken into you, show it by acting. I said earlier, is amberrelief2018 at gmail.com. The last time I came here to ask for contributions to hire an LED truck so we demonstrate in Washington, D.C., you rose to the occasion, and I came back here to report to you exactly what we did. I don't run this particular account, but those that run it have understood the need for transparency. Our boys are in dire need of these communication gadgets. They are in dire need of these gadgets. My people of Amazonia, let us rise to the occasion. Let us not wait until tomorrow and we say, oh my goodness, had I known, I would have contributed when they said contribute. Let's not wait. This is the time for you to do it. This is the time for you to do it. This is the time for you to do it. My people of Amazonia, let us continue to shun the naysayers and rise up each time we have the call. Answer that call to rescue our liberation movement from collapse. I know it will not collapse. I said a while ago that we are putting our heads together and bonding together to see how we go out and fundraise together. That is for the game changing. Yes, because that's going to be a game changer. But we are only going to begin from the middle of March. Right now, the emergency of now is safeguarding the communications of our brave hearts. With this message from Food Soldier No Pity, I really want to thank all of you. Bambot Spencer, Bambot said, I believe we will get there by God's grace. The Lord will make a way. Yes. I recall at the time when multi-party was just introduced in Cameroon and we're listening to the stars of the moment like Andrew Akonte. I heard him say at the stadium in Bamenda that my people, God helps those who help themselves. I may not entirely subscribe to it, but it has some semblance of truth. Yes, God has ordained this liberation movement, but He has picked us to give it meaning. How we go about it depends on us today. While we believe that God will rise to the occasion for us, let us do what as humans we are able to do. Put in the money and let us protect the communications of our brave hearts. We can say we are unequally yoked with these people. So it's time to come together and get that Republic of Cameroon out. Thanks for what you are doing. Like I said, it's true. When you recognize it, don't talk it. Act it. Refuse to forward any divisive message. Refuse to forward any audio that you see is full of conspiracy theories and attacking one community or the other, tending to discourage us in this liberation movement. Refuse to forward such. Yesterday, I was making coffee when someone sent me a picture. And I said, is this true? Is this true? I took that picture and looked. It was comrade Fontaine Neba on it with Bala Agbo. On another one, they were together with Ayapo, with Senior Ayapo Abine. I said, you see, Fontaine has sold out. He's already in Yaoundé as we speak, negotiating to sell out. Oh my goodness. How's the comrade? Did you go to Google to do a reverse search to find out when this picture was taken? He said no. I said, you are in a haste to share it. I said, because I spoke to Comrade Fontaine Neba Afoteka a while ago. in the United States of America. I said because Comrade Fontaine was sitting with some people who called me and said they were together, having some discussions about this liberation movement. Is it that same Fontaine who has applied, who has sought asylum from the United States of America against Cameroon, who will suddenly find himself in Cameroon? I said, please, let's be serious. You may have your misgivings against Comrade Fontaine. You may have a lot of things you hold against him. But come on. Recognize that by sharing this kind of useless message, you become a useful idiot in the hands of the Republic of Cameroon. You tend to discourage our people to think that we are all sellouts. So there's nobody to trust, nobody to count on. This is not the narrative we want to push. So therefore, yes, God has ordained this movement, but rise to the occasion by doing your own. Refuse to share divisive messages. Refuse to forward conspiracy theories. Refuse to be part of anything that divides us. Be a part of anything that unites us. Even as we are preparing to go to Canada, we may not be everywhere, Calgary, everywhere, or whatnot. But wherever we finally determine that this is where we will be, I'm encouraging each and every one of us, because we are going to send out this communication early enough for you to make arrangements to travel from every nook and cranny of Canada to come to this place that we are coming. You have almost urged us to be together. It's not been easy in coming. Today we are together. We communicate every day together. We are building strategies together. We are now determined to work together. This is the time for you to rise to the occasion. Come out in good numbers and show us that you are happy. That finally, we have all come of age, and the people have started listening to their people. Margot Johnson, the JMA, the problem is not the money. The problem is who to trust to hand our money to, and the disunity among you, the leaders. Period. That's what I said a while ago. That's why I was taking all those analogies for you to understand. Listen, I have said, this fund drive I'm asking here, I'm going to be personally responsible for accounting for this money, for what has happened to it. I was accountable the last time, and I won't be accountable again. I've never taken $1 from this movement, because I personally contribute at least $1,000 to this movement on a monthly basis. At least 1,000. We cannot continue to cry on spilled milk while our brave hearts are crashing. We cannot continue to cry on spilled milk while those who have risen to the occasion to say we are ready to die to give you a free homeland are simply asking us for some little assistance to be able to better communicate among themselves, communicate their positions, and see how to strategically defend our vulnerable masses. How do we hope to get there? No angel will come down from heaven to say, I'm an angel, trust me now, contribute. No. It's not going to happen. It's only us. We have to do it. We have to do it. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time off to be part of this first edition of Inside the Amba Liberation Movement, this Sunday, February 19, 2023. I want to particularly thank all of you who have been contributing in texting messages on the live chat and sharing your thoughts and opinions. I said at a later time, I'm going to be able to open even the line so you can call directly and make your contribution live on this channel. So my people, thank you once more for being here. And thank you especially for refusing to harden your hearts. Thank you for making up your mind to contribute today so that we improve the communications of our people. To God and to Him alone be all the glory. Until we meet on Tuesday,